very important thing now here, which you have to understand. Prepared statements. PHP MySQL prepared statements. So, what is the meaning of prepared statements? Anybody know?
So you have told earlier that it acts if anyone putting that SQL injections on that data.
Mm-hmm. One way was we are doing that HTML SSL care. Another is to prevent SQL injection. We can use the prepared statement. So prepared statements are very useful against SQL injections. A prepared statement is a feature used to execute the same or similar SQL statement repeatedly with high efficiency. How? Prepared statements basically work like this. First, we prepare, right? An SQL statement template is created and sent to the database. Certain values are left unspecified, called parameters labeled question mark. Like you are insert into my guest values, you are putting question mark. First, you will not sending values. First, you are sending what? That something will come in this what? Positions. Some values will come. Right, guys?
Yes.
The database parses, compiles, and perform query optimization on the SQL statement template and store it without executing it. It's stored. Database will save this one, right? In the database, this query will be saved, and it will not execute, right? Now, first we prepare, then we parse and compile, performs query optimization on the SQL statement template and store the result without executing it. Result means this statement we store in the database. Now what we do? Execute.
Execute.
Yeah. At a later time, the application binds the values of the parameters and the data will execute the statement. The application may execute the statement as many times as it wants with different values. So, if I am running this query, so this query is saved in the database, right? I am first preparing, writing this. Then this is saved in database. Now, every time I have to insert, I'll send some data to this query. So let us see the example how this is. Now before that, compared to executing SQL statement directly, prepared statements have three main advantages. Know about some advantage. First, prepared statement reduce parsing time as the preparation on a query is done only once. Why? I'm telling you, first we prepared and it's saved. So prepared estimate reduce parsing time as the preparation on the query is done only once. Bound parameters minimizes bandwidth to the server as you need only send the parameters each time and not the whole query, right? I have saved that in database. So I have to just send the data now whenever I have to execute. What I have to send? Only
Data.
data. Once I will send the data, it will look into this query and it will do whatever insert we are trying to do. So first, prepared statement reduce parsing time. Also minimizes bandwidth because we send only the data, not the complete whatever the, like we do not send this one, na? We do not send this one, right? This is already created there in the database for you. What will send? Just
Data.
data. Repeated statements are very useful against SQL injection because parameter values which are transmitted later using a different protocol need not be correctly escaped. So right now just sending data, so I can use different protocol to send the data, so safely I can pass the data for security reasons. Now see how it's working. First, what we have to do, prepare the statement,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So how we prepare, we write con, then prepare method we call, then we write insert into guest, this one, my guest, right guys, and the field name and the values, and what I write, question mark. Question mark means some values will come when I'll execute this query, right? Clear guys?
Yes, sir.
I prepared, now I'm binding. So I'm binding these three. These are the three question marks, na? So these three question marks will be get these three values: first name, last name, and what?
With email.
Email. And this is SSS. SS means string, string, string. All the type of this variable will be what?
String.
String. I am defining. When accepting the value, it will only accept what type of value?
String values.
3S means
Three string values.
3 string values. So I have done with preparation. Now I binded. Prepared and binded. Now what I will do? I'll create some value. Right? The same variable with the same name variable. I'll create some values. And then what will write? Statement. This is statement, na? Execute. Clear guys? So let us practice this one. Prepared query dot PHP. How we can do? The first thing is I should have my connection, right? So what I have to include? Require once what? db hyphen con oop dot
PHP.
php. My connection is there. Then what I'm doing? Preparing the statement, right? How I can prepare? From con calling what? Prepare. Con is already available here, na? In this file. Con. What I'm doing? Prepare, right? What I'm preparing? Insert into my guest, my guests, yes, my m caps,
So,
my guests, right?
hello, sir.
Then I'm writing here first name, last name, email, right? Thereafter, what we write? Values, values, and for the values, I know three parameter will come here, so three question mark I am putting, right? I am preparing the statement. Clear guys?
Yes.
Once prepared, I will bind my variable, whatever the variable I will create with this statement. So I'll type stmt now. Stmt, I'll call bind parameter. Bind param.
Yes, sir, I'm audible.
Not clear?
Sir, in place of STMT, we can use any value or
Sorry,
variable.
please speak loud.
Hello, sir, am I audible?
Yes, yes.
In place of $STMT,
Uh-huh.
we can use anything or it should be only STMT.
No, this name can be anything.
Okay, sir.
Because finally it's coming from here, na.
Okay, sir.
So I'm preparing the statement, so I'm just writing stmt. This name can be anything. So stmt bind param, right? Then what I have to do?
So that's string.
So I have to, all three value will be string, then I'm typing ss. And now I'm telling what value I will send. What value I will send? First name, the variable name, right? Last name, then email, right? Now what I am binding, I'm going to give this some values. Suppose John, I'm giving first name, last name is Doy, right? And email is john@doy.com, right? So whatever variable I'm taking here, I'm giving some values here, right?
Yes, sir.
So first we prepare, then we bind with our variable, and then we are giving some values, and then what we are doing? Statement, to the statement we are in execute. Yes, $stmt execute, right? So once done, I have to close this one also, because this is also creating a connection with the DB, na? Right? For this statement, prepared one, and
Yes, sir.
binding we did, and this did, right? And what else I have to close? This one, connection. So basically two connections are there. One is for the database connection with the server. Another is this prepared query binding. Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So prepare query.php. Prepare query.php. Why have typed .com? URL not found. Where I have created PHP. Prepared. Let us see. I have not printed any message, so I have to check that. You see here?
Yes, sir.
So this is something, if you are working some taking care of security aspects while inserting into database, and you want to prevent MySQL or SQL injection, what you can use?
Prepared statement.
Prepared statements. Clear, guys? and this is for insert data, right? This is for
Insert data.
because SQL injection will be when you are inserting any data, na. So this way you can. So clear now? Guys,
Yes, sir.
this is something very important concept. So this is using prepared statement MySQLi. So if you see in our SQL, we insert a question mark where we want to substitute an integer, string, double or blob value. What will be the 4 values will be there? Here 4 types of values are possible, right? Either
Yes, sir.
integer, double, string or blob. And if you see this one, here I am talking about question mark, this whole question mark, and this function binds the parameter to the SQL query and tells the database what the parameters are. So I am telling these are the parameters now.
Yes, sir.
The SSS, this SSS argument lists the types of data that the parameters are. What are the types of these parameters? The S character tells SQL that the parameter is a string and the argument may be of any of the 4 type: integer, double, string or blob. So by telling MySQL that what type of data to expect, we minimize the risk of what?
SQL injection.
SQL
Yeah,
injections.
SQL injection. If I'm telling on a particular field that here I'm writing III, suppose that III. So what is the value you can only pass here in this
Integer.
Integer
in
values.
all? So you're restricting now, right? You're typing double, only double values can accept these 3 values. If you're typing D, now how it's work in the PDO. So everything is same. Now we prepare also here, right?
But sir, what was blob type?
Blob type is if you want to store some exactly the object. Object means even you can store images in the database, files in the database field. If that database field type is blob, you can store what?
Images.
Images or any file, right? Suppose
Okay.
I'm creating a field here, right? Here you see blob, teeny blob,
Yes,
blob,
sir.
medium blob,
Yes.
long blob. Teeny blob means a small file, little bigger file, little bigger and bigger file, right? So guys, you should familiar with what are the data types in MySQL also. So if I see what are the data types in MySQL. I think so these are some data type, right? Teeny int, small int, medium int, integer, all are what? Digit. So while creating database, you can choose what type of data field you want to take. But for all these 4, what is will work in the prepared statement?
Int.
Int, or for that there is a D, I think digit, right? Int, sorry, yeah, I, int, not D, int, I. And for double there is
D.
D. So or all this, if you're choosing tiny int type, if you're creating a field and choosing tiny int means it will be little small integer, right? It is, I think it's between minus 128 to 127 something, right? It's bigger than this, it's bigger than this, and this is the bigger int, large numbers. So what is the point of choosing this? If I am choosing creating a field and choosing this, what it means? Or writing a query, I am writing tiny int, what it means? What is the meaning of that?
So the type of int is tenant.
Type of int is tenant. So how this is different from the int? Int is already here now.
Small value.
Small value.
Small value.
Small value. You see, it's already displaying int minus 128 to 127. If signed, if unsigned number is unsigned, then what is the range? 0 to 255, right? Means if you are creating a field in the data in your table where you know that this field value will be only lie between 0 and 255, so I should choose this data type. Why? Because it will only store the lower number now, this value, this field.
Yes.
So if you are choosing larger range value, suppose you choose this, you see the range 0 to 4294967295.
Yes.
So this will take also reserve this, allocate such memory for that field in the your memory.
Yes, sir.
So you have to wisely choose the what type of data type I should take. If I have to just store 10, 20, 30, 50, or if I have to store only age of people, so do you think that I should use this, which one should I use?
Tenant.
Teeny, because I don't think no one age is crossing 255, the human being. I'm not talking about any turtle or some or any tree, a human being, right? So as bigger range number type you will select, or while creating the database or tables, that will take such amount of storage in your DB and memory, right? So always be careful. Now there is, why there is lots of range here, lots of data type here, and here is only 4. Why? Because
So all those are subtypes.
subtypes, exactly. You see, numeric is from here to here, and only and numeric is some double is also double is that one covering, right? Numeric, and there is date and time and string. So date and time also part of the string, right guys? And then there is a blob. So these four types are covering all data types, right? Clear guys?
Yes.
Now, so till now we are clear na?
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, great. So how I can do the same thing in the PDO? This is my connection, right? We already know that how can you connect with using PDO, right? Now I am preparing the SQL and bind parameters. The statement is con prepare insert into my guest first name, last name, email, values. There we are typing, what typing? Field name or what? Question mark. There we are giving question mark now, only question mark
Yes.
in oops. but in PDO you write the field name, right, with the colon. And then separately you are binding each this colon with the what? Variables, what you will supply and execute. Should you try this one, PDO one? Guys, should we try one?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. So no, prepared PDO dot PHP, right? So let me one of the PDO so that I have to not write much code. So my connection is already there, na? This con. So first thing what I have to do, I have to prepare the statement $stmt equal to $con, then what?
Prepare.
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 So it's
Sure.
prepare. It's still wrong.
Yes, it's still wrong. Correct? Prepare, insert into my guests, right? Then field name, first name, comma last name, comma email, right? Then we type what?
Values.
Values. And in that values, what you can type?
Variable.
Colon first name.
This one.
Yes, sir.
Colon. First is
First name.
first name. Second is
Last name.
last name. Third is email.
Email.
So now my statement is what?
Prepared.
Prepared. Now what I'll do? Now
Bind.
I
Sir,
will
bind with the
bind. Now I'll do bind with the variables. Which variables I'll send to this statement, right? Bind param. The bind param, right? Ph caps. We're binding parameters, and then in the binding phase I'm telling I'll take this one and variable name, right? In double colon I'll take this one, sorry, and bind with my variable. The variable I'll send $first name. So it means I can put here any name, right? Here this will not change. Similarly, how many variables I have?
3 variables.
Binding is done, and the last is I need to pass some values to these variables. Suppose here you are passing David. last name equal to rock, then $email equal to rock@gmail.com, right? And then last statement execute,
Execute.
right? Sorry, statement execute, right? Clear, guys?
Yes, sir.
So after executing records created successfully, we have already handling error there. So see clearly what we did in the object oriented one. What was the difference? I had what I had question
Three
mark,
questions.
three question mark, and how I was binding. Binding was in one line, binding
Yes,
column,
sir.
data type and variable name, right?
Yes, sir.
But in PDO, you are binding separately, right? Once binded with my variable, I can run. So let us see prepared PDO. Sorry, 19. Oh, I have to not use this one now. You see, nothing is we are passing now, because no SQL statement we are creating here. This was actually previous one was there. Still there is some SQL where
Sir, eco SQL.
लीजिए आप, ठीक है
okay.
अपना सारा डॉक्यूमेंट्स लीजिएगा एंड फिर पैसा वैसा कुछ जो लगेगा तो फिर हम है ही आपके पास, ठीक है? हाँ, जो कुछ क्वालिटी हम दिखेगा तो हम करवा देंगे आपको, ठीक है? एंड जो भी स्टूडेंट्स है, जितना भी
We
स्टूडेंट्स
see.
आप जो भी अपने पास है डिमांड है, 4-5 है,
Could you please mute woman C?
लेके आइए। संडे को आइए, चाहे कल ही आइए या परसों आइए, वेटिंग टाइम निकाल लो। सीतामढ़ी से ट्रेन से ही आइएगा, ठीक है? हाँ, आप लोग की व्यवस्था किया जाएगा।
Amisha,
नहीं नहीं सर, पहले हैं, सर को बता
Amisha,
दीजिए।
Amisha,
हाँ।
Amisha, Amisha, mute yourself. Amisha, take care of. I don't know how you are learning with these guys. It was totally very disturbing. Amisha, you there? No response. Now, syntax error, access violation, dash near. So something is, I think. Correct? I have actually extra closing bracket was there, right? So if you check inserted,
Yes.
so both way you can see how prepared statement works. First we creating the statement, then binding with the variable to which we send the data, right? And then giving some values, what are the values I want to give to these variables, and then execute. So clear, guys? This one by prepared a statement. Guys, clear?
Yes, sir. Clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good.